Good evening. This is Primetime News, live on News First. I'm Sonali Wanigabadage.
And I'm Nadim Majid. As always, let's start off with a look at your headlines this evening. Making headlines tonight, water cannons used on students engaged in a hunger strike. Universities reopened, but academic activities at a standstill. Investigations launched into the Maligawatta abduction. Protests in Colombo over the harassment of Sri Lankans in Tamil Nadu.
On tonight's top story, the police dispersed a group of students who were carrying out a satyagraha campaign opposite the Ministry of Higher Education in Colombo today. Police used water cannons to disperse the protesting students.
A group of students belonging to the Colombo University's United Students Organization gathered opposite the Ministry of Higher Education this morning and commenced a satyagraha campaign calling on the authorities to solve the issues of university teachers and commence academic activities. The students point out that although universities were reopened today, educational activities have been hindered due to the trade union action being carried out by the university lecturers. Even though the students made an attempt to hand over a letter with their demands to the Secretary to the Ministry of Higher Education, their attempts proved futile. Thereafter, the group commenced a hunger strike. These pavements have been constructed for the use of the general public. You have the universities. We have given you permission to protest opposite the universities. Our demand is for the Minister of Higher Education to bring our academic activities back to normal. The minister won't be shaken by your presence here. We know he will not be shaken, but why are you asking us to leave? The reason is that a state leader will be travelling on this road by 4:15. You didn't tell us that before. If you don't leave, we will have to remove you. I do not recommend it. That is why I am asking you to leave. Some of the protesting students who did not abide by the request made by the police were escorted to a truck by the police. The police then used water cannons to disperse the students.
The Ministry of Higher Education took measures to reopen all universities today. Accordingly, the 21 universities which were shut down on the 21st of August by way of extraordinary gazette notification reopened this morning.
With the universities reopening, News First looked into the academic activities that took place today. This was the situation that we were able to witness at several universities. The lecture halls of the Colombo University were almost deserted today.
lectures පටන් ගෙන නැහැ තාම.
විසඳුම් ලබා දීම වෙනුවට මෙලෙස විශ්වවිද්‍යාල විවෘත කරා කියලා මාධ්‍ය සම්දර්ශනයක් පැවැත්වීමෙන් කිසි බලක් නැහැ.
Meanwhile, non-academic staff at a number of universities around the island took part in protests today. They charged that even though the universities were reopened today, issues such as their salary anomalies have not been resolved as yet. We stepped onto the roads today as the first step in our battle to get the universities reopened to ensure 6% of GDP is reserved for education and resolve the salary issues of university teachers. We will continue this battle till the salary issues of non-academic staff are resolved. We will join hands with the student unions as well in this battle. We cannot see any lecturers at universities. The student turnout is very low. They have all gone home. We need to clearly state that we will continue our trade union action. There is no point in opening universities because we have not ceased our trade union action. Academic activities are not taking place. The situation that you see now is similar to the situation that you witnessed when the universities were closed. We have agreed that we will continue this trade union action until we arrive at some acceptable agreement.
පිළිගත හැකි එකඟතාවයකට පැමිණෙන තුරු මේ වෘත්තීය සමිති ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයේ මොනම ආකාරයකවත් නවත්තන්නේ නැහැ කියන තීරණය.
Meanwhile, journalists raised questions in this regard during a media briefing today.
රජය මේ ප්‍රශ්නය අතහැරපුත් දාලා එහෙම නැත්නම් බැහැර කරන ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙමෙයි. හිතනවා ආචාර්යවරුන් මහාචාර්යවරුන් විශේෂයෙන්ම
The government is not ignoring this issue. I think the university lecturers will look at this in a different perspective. Even though the issues may not be resolved completely, I believe that they will join hands to fulfill their duties.
යම් යම් ප්‍රශ්න 100%ක්ම निराකරණය නුන ඒත් එක්කම ඒ අත්වල බැඳගෙන කටයුතු කරයි කියන එක අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa inspected the ongoing development work on the Mahiyanga near Dehiyattakandiya road yesterday.
The President observed the road construction activities following a rally in Dehiyattakandiya. The President pointed out to the workers at the site that the development work should be expedited without compromising on standards. Meanwhile, the President addressed the final election propaganda rally of the United People's Freedom Alliance ahead of Saturday's provincial poll at the Akkare Pattuwa public grounds yesterday.
What we want is the Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities in this country to live in harmony. However, certain groups obtain money from abroad to create divisions among the communities and betray the country. This is clear to us today.
Now, today marks the 66th anniversary of the United National Party. The anniversary celebrations were held at the UNP headquarters, Sirikota.
The renovated Sirikota building complex was declared open today. To mark the UNP's 66th anniversary, party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe presented awards of appreciation to senior UNP members at the anniversary celebrations at Sirikota. Party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe was also presented an award by the UNP chairman Gamini Ja Wickrama Pereira in recognition of services rendered to the party. Addressing the gathering at the UNP's 66th anniversary celebrations, party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the party does not belong to any one person. This is not a one-man party. This party does not belong to any family. This party does not belong to any one team. We consider the UNP as a national institution belonging to the entire country. We will be presenting a new radical program, and I would like to state that we will obtain approval for this program at the party convention this year. We discussed this within a year and we can complete it by next year. So the most important item on the agenda for our convention is to submit this radical program. We will move forward through this. Today the people cannot bear the hardships. I would like to state on this podium that our responsibility now is first to organize, second to step out onto the streets, and the third to take power and establish a people's government.
Now, UNP Deputy Leader Sajid Premadasa says that the government has hoodwinked the people. He made this statement during a public rally held in Agbopura in Kantale.
A public rally was held in Kantale in support of UNP candidates contesting the Eastern Provincial Council election. This despicable government has left the people in the lurch. They have oppressed the people and created unrest. The government is not working on behalf of the people of this country. They are merely working to fill their own pockets.
Hirunika Premachandra says that she will not gain anything by either creating an opposition party or by joining a collapsing opposition. She expressed this view at a UPFA rally in Hinguraggoda yesterday.
This is the first time I'm speaking on a political platform and speaking on behalf of the SLFP and the alliance. People have identified me as someone against the government. There is no such thing. I come from a leftist family. It is for this party that my father dedicated his life. I will not leave this party. I will always be loyal to this party. Everyone identified me only after the death of my father because I always raised my voice demanding justice. Even this morning I heard a rumor that I'm going to create a joint opposition. No, I have no such requirement to create a joint opposition. A few months ago, I commenced my political activities as a representative of the Sri Lanka Mahajana Party. It is another party in this alliance. I have no plans of either creating an opposition party or joining the opposition. There is no point in joining a collapsing opposition. That is the truth.
We're going for a short commercial break now.
Welcome back to the news. An individual was abducted in the Maligawat area last night. However, the individual was released a few hours later. 48-year-old businessman M. Mohammed Azwar, a resident of Maligawat, was abducted last night. A group of individuals who arrived in a van at around 8:30 last night had abducted him in close proximity to his house. News First reported this incident within minutes.
Why was he abducted? We are innocent. Who will take care of these 3 children? The eyewitnesses said that an armed group abducted him. When I called him at that moment, he answered. Then someone cut the line. He didn't have any enemies or any issues.
Thereafter, his relatives lodged a complaint at the Maligawat police. M. Mohammed Azwar is a father of 3. When we visited his home to report on the incident, his 2 daughters were fast asleep while his son was shocked by the incident. I came out of the house at around 8:30 and tried to get into my vehicle to go to the pharmacy. A vehicle suddenly arrived. 7 or 8 heavily armed individuals got down from the van, beat me and dragged me into it. They beat me in the van, covered my eyes, took me to some place and interrogated me. Then they dropped me off somewhere in Kadawatha and asked me to sleep. They told me to leave when they were gone. But a crowd gathered immediately. Then they said that the police was coming and put me back into the vehicle. Then they dropped me off at the Miriswata shed and left. I uncovered my eyes and ran. They told me to leave when they were gone, but a crowd gathered immediately. Then they said the police was coming and put me back into the vehicle. Then they dropped me off at the Miriswata shed and left. I uncovered my eyes and ran. Then I got into a bus and came to Colombo. He was admitted to the Colombo National Hospital. He came to the accident ward by himself. After examining him, the doctors said that he is not in a serious condition. He had bruises and wounds on his body.